It's time for the penultimate sprint qualifying session of the season here at Qatar, the penultimate round of the 2025 Formula One season. Here comes Liam Lawson coming round the final corner as Max Verstappen goes fastest by a tenth of a second. Liam Lawson goes ninth fastest for Racing Bulls. That should be enough to get the Kiwi into the next part of sprint qualifying. Hamilton only 15th. Hamilton again in qualifying pace, really struggling with the pace of that Ferrari. As Leclerc goes 6th, now 7th, as Tsunoda goes 5th fastest. Here comes Kimi Antonelli, who was on the podium in Vegas after McLaren stole disqualification. Can he get himself into SQ2? Yes, he can. And once again, Lewis Hamilton is out in SQ1. The man who has been struggling with sprint qualifying pace all year long, and he's out in the first part of sprint qualifying again. Ocon goes 12th fastest for Haas. Hadjar is improving. Behrman is improving. He goes 7th fastest. Here comes Isaac Hadjar. Where does he go? He crosses the line. 5th fastest. Great lap time from Isaac Hadjar. Nico Hulkenberg goes one better than Isaac Hadjar, or make that two better than Hadjar, because he goes 4th fastest. Hadjar down to 6th. And Russell crosses the line 7th fastest. Now it's down to Alex Albon, and he goes 14th fastest, knocks out Lance Stroll in the Aston Martin. We lose the two Alpines as expected. Hamilton, the biggest shock, is out again in sprint qualifying 1. Liam Lawson and Lance Stroll complete the bottom 5 for the final sprint of the year. Charles Leclerc only half a tenth away from the fastest time of the session, but this lap's looking good for Leclerc to get through, as is Yuki Tsunoda in the sister Red Bull of Max Verstappen. Then, now here comes Charles Leclerc into the final corner. Can the Monegasque driver get his Ferrari safely into the final part of sprint qualifying? He goes up to 4th fastest. That might be enough. What about Yuki Tsunoda? He goes 4th. Great lap once again for Yuki Tsunoda, and he needs pace like this if he wants to maintain that Red Bull seat for 2026 and beyond. Here comes Carlos Sainz in the Williams, as someone's clipped a lot of gravel in the background there. Might have been one of the McLarens, I'm not sure, but Carlos Sainz goes 5th fastest. That will definitely see him through. Now it's down to Isaac Hadjar, who's gone purple in the middle sector. Can the Racing Bulls get through as Alex Albon goes 7th fastest for Williams? Hadjar is looking to find pace to see if he can get himself into SQ3. He crosses the line. He improves his time, but not his position. Remains 10th fastest. Behrman, Bortoleto, Hulkenberg and Ocon now. Russell crosses the line, goes 4th fastest, safely through. What about his teammate Kimi Antonelli, who was on the podium in Vegas? And he's out in sprint qualifying 2. He's only 11th fastest. Oh, actually, no, he's 10th fastest now, because Isaac Hadjar has had his lap time deleted for exceeding track limits. And this is why Hadjar got his lap deleted for track limits right there. So we lose Hadjar, Behrman, Bortoleto, Hulkenberg and Ocon in the second part of the final sprint qualifying of the year. Here comes Kimi Antonelli, who's already taken 3 podiums in his rookie Formula One season. He'll be hoping for more in the future. He crosses the line and puts himself onto provisional sprint pole, but there'll be others that'll beat it, especially his teammate George Russell, who goes ahead by a few tenths.
Man, this is prancing like an idiot.
That is Max Verstappen not happy. Oscar Piastri, who is hoping that he can continue this momentum if he wants to continue in the fight for his maiden World Championship. Oscar Piastri has had a very poor run of form through the previous 5 or 6 Grand Prix. He'll be hoping that he's got the pace to fight back to the front of Formula One, and he's done it in style at the moment with a 1:20.2 to take pole for the final sprint of the season here in Qatar. But now it's down to Lando Norris. Can the championship leader, who's got a chance of winning the title this weekend, take sprint pole away from his Australian teammate and rival for the championship? He crosses the line, it's tight, and he's just missed out by 44 thousandths of a second. Max Verstappen, the man tied with Oscar Piastri for second in the championship, still in contention for the title. He needs a super weekend if he wants to fight for it. Here comes Max Verstappen out of the last corner, down the main straight. Can the Dutchman take sprint pole? No, he can't. He's only fourth fastest for Max Verstappen. It might be worse. Here comes his teammate Yuki Tsunoda across the line, and he goes third fastest. What a lap from Yuki Tsunoda! He out-qualifies his teammate Max Verstappen. Outstanding stuff. Antonelli only sixth, now seventh as Alonso goes third fastest for Aston Martin. What about Charles Leclerc? He hasn't been a good qualifier this year, except when he got pole in Hungary. Where is he going to be for the final sprint? Only ninth for Charles Leclerc. What about George Russell? Russell takes sprint pole away from Oscar Piastri. But can Piastri get it back? Yes, he can! Oscar Piastri is back on top in Formula One. Lando Norris is only third and did exactly what Oscar Piastri needs to stay in the fight for the World Championship as he bags pole position for the final sprint of 2025. Piastri, who was poor in the previous rounds, is coming back to fight for this title. This is why Lando Norris didn't improve, because he went wide and onto the gravel trap at the exit of the final corner, and that is why McLaren are looking to be the favourites for the championship as it stands. And that is exactly what Oscar Piastri waited for so long, and he has taken it here at Losail. He takes pole for the final sprint of the season, and it's a crucial sprint pole for him to stay in the fight for the 2025 World Championship. Piastri is back on top.